Hey everybody, Darren Dukart here with the Luchak Group and Coldwell Banker. Wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I know that a lot of things have been happening in the news as far as interest rates and the housing market and everything. And the news is intended to make you freak out a little bit, and they're doing a very good job of it. What I want to do is I want to talk about, is the housing market correcting? Is it crashing? What's going on? Is the boom over? So I want to bring up some data for you. I got three slides to show you, and I want to talk about it. Okay, so here's the one thing that I want to mention. Again, if you're following the news, all the headlines about conditions in the current housing market may leave you with more questions than answers. Is the boom over? Is the market crashing, correcting? Here's what you need to know. The housing market is moderating compared to the last 2 years. But what everyone needs to remember is that in the past 2 years, it was record breaking in nearly every way. Record low mortgage rates, millennials reaching peak home buying years led by an influx of buyer demand. At the same time, there weren't enough homes available to purchase thanks to many years of underbuilding and sellers who held off on listing their homes due to the pandemic. Okay, this combination led to high demand and record low supply, and that wasn't going to be sustainable for the long term. The latest data shows early signs of the shift back to the market pace seen in the years leading up to the pandemic. Not a crash, nor a correction. Okay, we are at a turning point, but here's what you need to know. Okay, if you're looking at this graphic, this Okay, so showing index tracks the traffic of a home showings according to agents and brokers. It's a good indication of buyer demand. Here's what this first graphic shows you, that in the last 2 years, showings absolutely skyrocketed. Okay, you can see in the gray the pre-pandemic where the home showings were. In the blue was during the pandemic, and then in the green is this year, back in April. And you can see that where the pre-pandemic demand average was, we are still way higher than we have been in a long time. In 2019, the numbers gave us a good baseline of the pre-pandemic demand. As the graph indicates, the home showings skyrocketed during the pandemic, and it's still high. Okay, so here's the next thing that I want to show you. One, the showings are still happening a lot more than pre-pandemic level. Here's the next thing. Existing home sales are above the 2019 levels. Okay. Headlines are also talking about how existing home sales are declining, but the perspective matters. Here's a look at existing home sales going all the way back to 2019 using data from the National Association of Realtors. Okay, pre-pandemic, in millions, 5.3 million home sales. During the pandemic, yes, it shot up 5.6, 6.1, and then now it's coming back down, but it is still above the pre-pandemic levels. Okay, I just want to provide with you guys some information to kind of level out a little bit. So here's the last thing. People are like, well, we're entering a recession, and that means home prices are going down, and we've already seen prices drop and this and that. Okay, here are the last, I think, 6 recessions. Okay, the home prices of the last 6 recessions, 4 out of the 6, home prices still went up. In 2008, that was the recession was caused by bad mortgages and bad lending practices. Okay, if you look at 1991, that recession, still, it was only a 2% drop, which is not fun, but you can see that even though we are entering into a recession, that home prices are still generally going to increase. Yes, interest rates have gone up, but that does a couple things. One, it makes you as a buyer have a little bit more ability to, like, if you had a budget of $450,000 2 years ago, you were looking at $400,000 homes and then getting bid all the way up to $450,000. That's how bananas it was. Now, If you're looking at a $450,000 home, you're looking at a $450,000 home. Or if because of the interest rates are going up, you have to go down to a $400,000 home, you still have that power to get what you want, and you should be okay. As a seller, as a seller, the days are done right now. There are some anomalies out there, but the days are done where you're going to put a home on the market on a Thursday or Friday and get 15 offers Saturday with a Sunday deadline. Okay, you may be sitting on the market for a week to a month, depending on the condition of your property, what's happening in your local market. Okay, but a good realtor is going to know how to promote that and get that out there and bring people in to see your house and get you the best offer possible. Here's the positive to the sellers. Even though there's not a ton of showings happening, the showings that are happening are the ones that are actually really ready to make an offer on a place. During the pandemic, when the interest rates tanked, there were so many people that were just, I'm going to look at houses because it's such a crazy deal to get a mortgage right now. And they weren't completely serious. But now you have a lot more serious, the percentage is a lot more serious buyers than just the looky-loos. I hope this helped. If you want, reach out to me. I'm glad to answer any questions. Hope to hear from you soon. Don't feed into the hype of the media. If you have questions, let me know. I'll answer them for you.